It is time. Top 10 movies of the year. So far, 6 months in, let's do it. In 10th place, beating Maxine by just a smidge, I have The Fall Guy. The Fall Guy is just a lot of fun as a movie, you know? I don't know what there is to not like about this film. There's good stunts, good action, good characters, good laughs, good drama, good romance. It's got everything. Ryan Gosling is great. Emily Blunt is great. Winston Duke is great. Everyone else is great. Dude, just such a fun film, dude. The stunts go crazy. The action goes crazy. Some great needle drops also. It's just a really fun movie. It's such a shame that this movie, like, I guess, kind of flopped at the box office. It's just such a good, you know, popcorn. Give me the biggest freaking Slurpee you've ever seen in your life. I want it freaking infant sized. Give me one of those. Let me watch this film and just consume like 500 grams of sugar. That's a good ass time, dude. You can't deny that. Up next, I have Inside Out 2 in number 9. Inside Out 2, it does everything that the first film does. Some might say better. It just gives you more of what we liked about the first film. There's some good emotion. There's some good comedy. It's a good film for the family. The little kids can like it. The old people can like it. And the middle people can like it. All of the new emotions are great additions. Anxiety in particular. You know, how are you going to bring in Maya Hawke and Iowa Debris and expect us not to get hyped, not to fall in love with these characters? Even though anxiety is kind of bad, but also kind of good. Check out my analysis of anxiety right there. Let's move on. Number 8, I have Abigail. Such a good horror film. Again, it's not that scary, nor is it really trying to be. It's more of a thriller. But what you like about this film is the characters. Most of the time in horror films, you hate the characters. You don't like them. They're just horny guys and ladies ready to die. Okay, that's not true. That's kind of a stereotype. But, you know, most of the time they're just there to die. Abigail, the characters are fun. Catherine Newton, Kevin Durand, Melissa Barrera, all of these guys, they're so much fun. It's just a blast, dude. Abigail is a great villain. I can't wait to watch this one again. It's a great film. You should watch it. In number 7, I have What a Wonderful Day. Planet of the Apes. King of the Planet of the Apes. Of the Planets of the Apes. Of the War for the Planet of the Apes. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It picks up the story a few hundred years later, and what I like about it, it seems like such a seamless sequel, you know, because yeah, it's 100 years later, but a lot of the ideas presented by characters in the original films, I'm talking Koba, I'm talking Caesar, we see that DNA live on through these characters in a new story that is interesting, that connects to the greater universe of Planet of the Apes. And yeah, it's a great film. Again, not much to dislike about this. It's entertaining. Again, good laughs, like surprisingly so. You might not expect that from a film like this, but there are some good laughs. Good action, good performances. The freaking cut of this movie that's just gonna be the actors in the mocap suits. I've never been more hyped for anything in my life. That's not true. Bit of an exaggeration. My apologies. I shouldn't have done that, but I'm really excited. Up next, I have Late Night with the Devil. This one's a fun take on the horror franchise. Exorcist films pop up more than zits on a teenager's face. We've seen them so many times. This one, it does a new take on it. It's done in a very retro way to where a lot of the production of the film makes it look like it is an old talk show. It's stylistically, it's interesting. Plot-wise, I like the guy that's like, oh, this is all fake news. And I got a $500 check or something crazy like that. It's like $10,000. It's way more than $500. So prove it. Okay, little girl, prove you're a demon, huh? Do it. You won't. I bet you won't. Little. But yeah, good movie. Yeah. Now we have the top 5, everybody. This is where things get intense. The best of the best. Number 5, I have The Bike Riders. It just came out. Granted, I'm a Jodie Comer stan. Maybe I'm a little biased. Love Jodie Comer. She's like one of the best working actresses of the modern generation, but you know, actually, her and frickin' Tom Hardy are just having an act off the whole entire movie. Jodie Comer drops one of the best performances of the year, and then Tom Hardy goes, huh? You think you're the only one here who can act up a frickin' storm? A storm like Tornado Twister the movie, huh? You think you're the only one? Oh, homie, watch this. Austin Butler actually is not even like in this movie that much. He doesn't talk that much. Really, if we're talking the main characters of the film, for me, it's Tom Hardy and Jodie Comer, both of which are amazing. Can't dudes just have hobbies, man? Can a guy just, hang out with his buddies in peace without, like, little kids wanting to sell drugs? Ew, what the heck, dude? I hate it when that happens. The writing is great, dude. Even in times where it's like, it's just them hanging out at the park, having a little picnic. The ensemble cast, the dialogue, the performances, all of that mixed together just makes it a really interesting watch. It's riveting. It's so just interesting. It's so fascinating to see what happens with this group, what happens with Jodie Comer, Austin Butler, Tom Hardy, all of their characters. It's phenomenal stuff. One of the sleeper hits of the year. In number 4, though, I'm getting second thoughts. Okay, I might change the list like at the end of the year. These might be like, this one might be ahead of my number 3 one. But for now, it's Ultraman Rising. Ultraman Rising, a great animated film. It's from the writer of Kubo and the Two Strings, which is one of the best animated films of all time. Don't at me. And this is a guy who's fighting kaiju, but now he's got to raise a kaiju. Don't you hate when that happens too? When a little baby monster's left on your doorstep? That's the worst. Happened to me twice last week, actually. Crazy. Ultraman Rising, it has everything that you want. Again, it has so much heart. The animation goes crazy. Very similar to Mutant Mayhem from last year, to where sometimes I could see people being like, oh, the animation's ugly, dude. Not true at all. The finale of this film, which first of all is probably the best fight scene of the year, maybe. The animation there is stunning. It's stellar. The performances are great. In number 3, though, I have challengers. I like this movie fair amount. Obviously, it's number 3. All the characters here are really good. The 3 leads are fantastic. A lot of the tennis is intense, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I was out there playing tennis after I saw this, and I was pretty damn good, dude. If I played against you, you know who you are. You got smoked, right? I was Zendaya in this movie. I was smoking top 5. Zendaya, I forget her character's name, as an antagonist is great. You understand her motives. You understand all of that. The score, dude, one of the best scores. Just in general, it's the best score of the year, probably. No, easily, by far. And yeah, I just liked it a lot. I liked where the characters went. I liked where they came from. It was a good movie. My top 2, though. Number 2, I have Furiosa. This one, I go back and forth. 1 and 2 all the time. For now, I'm sticking with it. Anya Taylor-Joy, her and Jodie Comer, my 2 favorite actresses working today. She delivers a bada bam, but bada bing performance, as does Chris Hemsworth, who steals the show. Let's be honest. Dementis is the best villain of the year. It's probably the best performance of Chris Hemsworth's career. The action is great. The directing is great. The score is great. How it plays into Fury Road is really cool. And always, it's a George Miller Mad Max film. So you're going to see some awesome stunts, some big explosions. Sure, people say, oh, the CGI. If you're not being a butt about it, you won't notice it. Number 1, though, is Dune. I hate that Dune's gonna be at everyone's list. I mean, it's just the best though. The cast is great. What can I say? You get all the guys from the last movie, then you bring in Christopher Walken and Florence Pugh and Austin Butler as Feyd-Rautha, who's the second best villain of the year. The last fight with him and Paul, again, one of the best action scenes of the year, probably the second best behind Ultraman. As far as like stakes and emotion mixed with the action, because obviously Monkey Man, Boy Kills World, films like that have better action, as far as choreography. But yeah, dude, I thought Dune was a great follow-up to the last film. It expands the story in ways that are interesting. As long as the film there's not really too many slow points, where the first film kind of did have that. You have a lot of action. You have a lot more stuff going on, a lot more interesting storylines going on with the characters. Javier Bardem, low-key comedic relief character of the year, but also it makes sense in universe. Low-key, I think one of the best written characters in the film because of how seamlessly he pulls that off. It's like the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, of course. We know this. Duh. It's Denis Villeneuve. And yeah, that's my top 10 films of the year, Brooklanders. My worst film of the year is probably Madam Web. That or Chauncey the Bear, the movie. If you were wondering, I know you weren't, but I'm just saying. More videos coming out soon. I got more lists. I have best original characters. I got that list coming out. That's gonna be a good one. Gonna be sick. As always, subscribe to the other channel for more videos. I might have a low-key list over there, underrated villains, I don't know, top 10 sexiest wombats of all time. That could be cool also. Sexiest wombats? What the hell, dude? What's wrong with me?